Hello, and welcome back to the Blackwell Legacy. I'm the Social Solipsist, and if you've been a long-time viewer of this channel, you know that I played this game back in 2017 and did my 52 and 52 series video about it. I do have most of the footage from that, or well, a chunk of the footage from that playthrough, but it was never intended as a playthrough. It was just a B-roll to make that video. And now that it's been, oh my god, that's 9 years ago. It's more like 8.5. But since it's 8.5 years ago now that I played it, and now that I've gone through all of the other games in the series, it's only right to return to the first one to see where we started. If this is your first time somehow to the channel or to this series, obviously you can pick what order you want to watch them in, but maybe start here or maybe do this one last. I don't know. I'm going to talk a lot about, as we play through this, about the other games and the context in which we now understand this one with all the games that released after it, but yeah. Let's get going. Actually, oh, interesting. No cloud saves on this one. I wonder that those saves have to be on my other computer. Okay. Do I have this aspect ratio correctly? I actually can't tell. Sorry. I'm tabbing out. The aspect ratio is correct, but there's a black border around the entire thing on OBS. And that's not... I don't know. This is an extremely old game. It is running on a much older version of the adventure game system, I believe it's called, than even the other games that came after it. Each one of the games, some of them are on the same one, but there's like 4 different versions of the adventure game system this runs on, and this is running on the oldest version, although I think it got an update at some point after its initial development. And so it's got quirks, and this video technically is, well, I'm not recording it in 320 by 240, because if I upload a video with that actual real pixel count, YouTube will crush it to hell, because they don't think that's a valid pixel count. So I have this massively upscaled, but it should be at the correct pixel ratio, direct scaling, so there shouldn't be any added aliasing, I guess. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going. Would you like to activate in-game instructions? Sure, why not? Note, in addition to on-screen instructions, you can view the instructions by clicking the help button on the options screen. Man, coming back to this art style, we've talked about how each one of the games really
So, I guess this
changes
is it.
every time.
Years of watching and waiting and hoping, and it comes down to this. Do I love you? Do I miss you? I don't know for sure, I hardly know you, but you're the closest thing to family I've got, and I suppose that's something. Goodbye, Auntie.
You know, this actually comes out in a wonderful full circle that I kind of forgot about. Huh. So I didn't even make the connection because it was so long ago and I had forgotten about that scene, but at the end of at the end of the Blackwell Epiphany, God, these black bars are weird. The one on the bottom is intentional. The ones on the... Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a quirk of OBS. I don't know, I'll have to check the footage. The black bar at the bottom is intentional. That's just, the game has a weird multi-aspect ratio thing going on due to the way it implements the UI. Anyway, the end of the Blackwell Epiphany, spoilers, Joey comes back to life and then...
What a morning. At least I'm home now.
And then dumps Rosa's ashes, our character here, into the Hudson River over the bridge. A scene that at the time felt weird, and I wasn't really sure how I wasn't really sure I liked it. It's still a weird ending to that game and to the series in general, and I'm not totally sure I agree with that as a choice, but it does, as the infamous George Lucas said, it rhymes. I know he's not the originator of that, but it's just always so funny to that interview, that behind the scenes footage of him saying that is so fucking funny. Anyway, so we're back at the beginning. This is, we start with Rosa, our protagonist, who we don't know yet, disposing of her aunt's ashes. Her aunt being the character we play in the third game? I've actually forgotten now. I believe the second game. Hold on. I'm actually going to look, because now it's going to drive me nuts. Yes. So in Blackwell Unbound, we play as her aunt. And so this is a basically a blind opening if you don't have the context that I'm telling you now. Interacting with objects. Interact with other, left click. There's a strange kid standing in front of the Rosa's door. Try interacting with him to see what he wants. Now, my memory of this game is that it was pretty substantially different in its linearity and storytelling, or lack thereof in both cases, than the rest of the games. It's also interesting that this art style has much more striking outlines on a lot of the stuff. I was noticing, like on her hair, it was more noticeable standing on the bridge. But like this is a much more aggressive art style, lots of sharp edges and corners, where a lot of the other art styles for the other games are a little bit more pastel, blurred, painterly type of thing. Oh, I can't cancel out of it. Interesting.
Hi there.
Hi?
So who are you visiting today?
What are you talking about?
Seriously, who are you here to see? Can't let you in unless you tell me.
I live here?
No, you don't. I know everybody in the building. I don't know you.
Well...
Who the hell are you?
Jim Burdo.
All right. Jim, where's the regular doorman?
Jeez, where have you been? He's on strike.
He's what?
Strike. All the building servicemen in the city are doing it. Union rules or something. I stepped in to help because I know everybody.
How come nobody told me?
Notices were posted all over the building. I put them up myself. If you lived here, you'd have seen them.
Who pays attention to things like that?
Well, that's not my problem.
I don't remember this guy, but I hate him. Well, we'll just go in order, I guess.
Really? I live here.
Nice. I know
Oopsie.
everyone in this building, and I don't
Didn't
know
mean to
ya.
click multiple
Sorry.
times there.
I've lived here for 5 years.
Then how come I've never seen you before?
I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
If you lived here, I'd know you. That's all there is to it.
I want to punch him.
Please, I've had a really tough morning. I need to get home.
Sorry, lady. Rules are rules.
Listen, I really live here. 4th floor, number 4E.
4E. Isn't that apartment empty?
No, I live there, and I want to go there. Thank you very much.
Oh, Maybe you're telling the truth.
He sees reason, thank God.
Do you have any ID? A driver's license or something?
Yes, I have a driver's license. It's upstairs, in my desk drawer. Crap. Come on, this is New York. Who actually drives?
Well, true, but I still can't let you in unless you prove you live here.
I want to hurt him.
How long is this strike going to last?
I don't know. Could be a couple hours or a couple days, depending on whether they reach a settlement or not. I don't know the details.
Okay, I have no ID, and you don't know me. What can I do to prove that I live here?
Well, can anyone in the building vouch for you?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really know anybody here.
How long have you lived here again?
Be quiet. Not all of us are social butterflies.
Okay, whatever. Hey, what about Nishanti Sharma? He could vouch for you.
I forgot that we first meet Nishanti here, or we first, as players, we first meet Nishanti in this game. We have this scene with her in the park. Oh, the game is vaguely coming back to me. What proof can I
have my
show?
apartment key. Will that do?
Sorry, no. That could be any key.
Well, let's go upstairs and see if it works.
And leave the door unattended? Can't do it. Sorry.
Bro. It may be a private building, but like, okay, this is not how doormen work generally anyway. But especially if you don't have a key to lock the front door, then perhaps you don't have any right to block the front door.
Out of my way. I'm going in.
I wouldn't do that.
Why? Are you going to stop me?
Me? No. But I've got a cell phone in my pocket with 911 programmed in. All I have to do is hit send and the cops will be here in 5 minutes.
Are you serious?
Totally serious.
I don't believe this.
You've programmed in 911 to your cell phone because it's a real hard number to remember. This guy's really good at his job. I mean, yeah, fuck it. Call the cops, dude. I don't care. Get over yourself. I live here. Alright. Well, I know how this actually has to go, so ask about Nishanti.
Who is this Nish?
Nishanti Sharma. He lives in 4F. You know, right next door to 4E. You really don't get out much, do you?
Your point?
Nothing, but I'm sure she could vouch for you.
Great, call her up.
She's not here.
Of course she isn't. So I gotta wait here all day for her.
You might have to. Although, she usually goes to Washington Square Park in the mornings. You could look for her there.
So, let me get this straight. You want me to go all the way to the park to look for a woman who might be there, and if she recognizes me, then, and only then, I'll be granted the privilege of entering my own home?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
This is really stupid.
I'm not the one who forgot my ID.
Man, fuck this guy. Call the cops. See if I care. Alright.
I'll be back.
See you around.
Activating the inventory bar. Rose is carrying something. Let's see what it is. To activate the inventory bar, move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen. Welcome to the inventory bar. Here you can access objects Rosangela is carrying in addition to accessing the game options. Save, load, quit, etc. That's interesting. So, a couple of things. One, as we've seen in some of the other games, the aspect ratio changes across games. So, I believe, is it only the last one that is... I don't think the last one's 16:9 either. It's 16:10. This is this is either 4:3 or 5:4. I think it's 4:3. I'm like eyeballing it right now. And then I think it's only the last game that I believe is 16:10, but I could be wrong about that as well. The menu bars on the top often in, I think not just the last game, but multiple games they're not black barred like this. They don't leave the dead space. They give you the full space for the art. That did lead to some annoyances in a couple of cases where trying to mouse over or look closer at things clashed with the menu bar dropping down, but I actually thought that the menu bar was permanent in this game, but clearly not. Another interesting note, our very first reference to Rosa's full name is in a tutorial prompt, not in her own words or in somebody else's words. That's a little bit interesting. Odd, one might say. And of particular note, the audio recordings are very good. That is a complaint I have had throughout the series, that many of the voice lines are poorly recorded on low quality mics or in less than ideal conditions, and often with clipping, probably in part from bad engineering and in part from less than professional actors who don't know how to use mics properly. Although that's ultimately the responsibility of the audio engineer to tell them that they need to back up off the mic. So, between these two characters, very clear audio so far. We'll see how consistent that is through the remainder of the game.
I've never seen this kid before in my life.
Mr. Donald Quentin, Bellevue Medical Hospital, New York, New York. Miss Blackwell, my name is Dr. Donald Quentin, and I was your aunt's primary care physician here at Bellevue Hospital. I have seen your aunt's needs since she arrived here 25 years ago. Please accept my heartfelt condolences for your loss. Feel free to visit my office at any time. I am sure we have much to discuss. Sincerely, Donald Quentin, MD. Was that the name of the guy? It's now been, as you can probably tell, I record things in advance of when they actually post. I don't record 7 days a week. So, at the... was that the name of... Hold on, I'm going to look and see if I can figure out real quick if that was the name of the fellow at the end. Where is my Blackwell Epiphany videos? Let's see. Hopefully this should not be coming through. No, we should be solid. Let's see. I have Dr. Donald Quentin. Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Okay. Well, you'll meet him again in, like, how many years is it? I think that one takes place in, like, 2015 or something. The point I was trying to make was that I with talking about the timeline is, it's been, like, 2 months since I played the Blackwell Epiphany, even though this will probably air the week after I finish it. So, yeah, I've forgotten everything, or I've forgotten a good chunk of things that happened. Anyway. Okay, how do we... I can't exit? Oh. That could be a little bit clearer. Okay, I guess, well...
The windows look into the lobby of the building.
I guess we'll leave. All that tutorial and nothing pops up to tell you go to the edge of the screen to leave. Presumably, this isn't your first time with an AGS game, but still, you know, good thing to include in tutorials. You know, it's funny, every one of these games has a different methodology of doing the map. This one might have the most polish, actually. Like, not that the other ones, some of them were okay, some of them were not so great, but a lot of effort was put into drawing these models, and then laying them out on this, in this layout. It's might be the best one, honestly. Well, which one do we go to first? Let's go to the park. Let's see if we can get into our house.
Washington Square. It's been a while since I've been here. Still looks the same, I guess. Although the dog park is empty. I wonder why. The dog park is empty. Please note, dog walking park is closed until further notice.
You know, now that I think about it, there aren't too many I don't think, somebody can correct me if they've watched all my videos recently. I don't think most of the other games, or even possibly any of them, have the active panning. Do they? Am I crazy? Don't they usually, I don't know, maybe it's just the aspect ratio and art style that's throwing me off, but I feel like usually when I go to the edge of a screen, it just does a full screen pan over. I'm gonna check again. Am I crazy? The thing about the Blackwell Epiphany is like so many of the scenes are only one frame at a time. They're very, I think, where's the house? Or the apartment building, rather. Here it is. Does it actually pan over? No, I guess it does pan. I guess it's just the effect of the art style. It's really aggressive. I will say the quality of the audio, both the composition and the instrumentation in this game is less great.
Now I'm getting a stress headache. I need to get home.
There's just a dog attached to a trash bin. All right.
He's wearing one of those extendable leashes. I don't think so. That's her. I recognize her from my building. Nishanti Sharma, was it? This is gonna be awkward.
Oh. She's playing music. This is going to be an awkward time to interrupt. I don't suppose I can wait. I don't think so.
Excuse? I can't do it. I can't just barge up to her. Not in front of all those people. They're all staring. I'm not untying the dog's leash. Nishanti would kill me.
Well, I was just talking about I was just touching the trash can. I didn't tell you to do that, but...
I don't think so. He's wearing one of those extendable leashes.
So if I walk over here... Oh, no, I can't. Oh, clicked outside the game. That's a very extendable leash.
I don't think so. He's wearing one...
I don't know if this is a puzzle or if this is supposed to tell me that I shouldn't be talking to her right now and I need to go.
Here I go. Hello? No. Okay, that didn't go so well. I just need to work myself up to it.
Maybe this is just a social anxiety thing.
Okay, you can do this. Right. Crap. Calm down. Need to calm down.
You know, I don't remember Rosa being quite like this.
Right. This is it. Hi. Can I... Damn it. This is not working. I can't do this. I just can't.
How many of these are there?
No. I can't do this. I just can't. I'll just have to wait until she's finished. Or, I don't know. I can't do this with all those people staring at me. No.
Okay, that's the end of it. Alright, I think we should leave and go to the hospital then. It's funny, they gave us that long text about, like, here's your inventory. Rosa has an item, and then it says nothing about the actual context of the thing we were looking at. Oh, nice. The flickering lights are a nice touch. Oh, man. I mean, obviously the art style is different, and the color scheme is different, and even the, you know, the pixel density is different in the art, but I wonder how much the layout of this building actually lines up to the one we see. It feels familiar. Lines up with the one in Epiphany.
I'm not stealing stuff from the hospital.
Why not?
It says that this floor is undergoing renovations. That explains a lot. It's the security guard for the hospital. Some small keys. One of them is labeled FB. I assume that means fuse box.
Well, that's conspicuous. I didn't ask about that.
Just a small transistor radio. It's the
Well, let's go in reverse order here.
What's with the lights?
Hey, old buildings, you know? Always got problems. If the plumbing ain't broken, the lights are on the blink. It's giving me a headache, let me tell you.
Did you have contact with Lauren Blackwell while she was here?
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell. She was in temporary care?
No, she was in long-term.
That's a whole different floor. This is the floor for temp patients.
I see. So what exactly happens here on the temporary ward?
It's just that. Temporary. Most insurance plans only cover a 2-week stay, so this floor is designed for a high turnover rate. That's why the doctor's offices are usually down here. They need to be on hand when new patients arrive.
I'm here to see Dr. Quentin.
Uh-huh. Is he expecting you?
I've got this letter right here.
Okay. Looks legit. Go right in. His name's on the door. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
Okay, then. Not
Come
really
in.
the same as an appointment, but
Dr.
sure.
Quentin?
Yes?
I'm Rosangela Blackwell.
Oh, hello. Come in, come in. You got my letter, I trust.
Yes, I did.
Good, good. My condolences on the loss of your mother.
Huh. Some real, actual, decisive choices here.
Thanks, but she was my aunt, not my mother.
Ah, quite right, quite right.
So you wanted to talk to me about something?
Yes, yes, I did. But before we go into that, how are you holding up?
Yeah, let's be direct.
Just having a really bad morning.
Oh?
I'll get over it. Just some stuff I have to deal with.
You received the ashes?
Yes, I scattered them this.
I imagine you must miss
Oops.
her.
Isn't the honest response a little bit? I don't know. Callus feels like it's just going to be straight up rude for no reason.
To be honest, I'm not sure what to feel. It's not like I knew her, or even remember her from before. She's like a stranger.
So why did you make it a point of visiting her all those years?
That is a weirdly pointed question to ask. Try not to let the influence of my experiences in Epiphany color my viewpoint of this guy too much, but
Habit, I guess. It was a place to go every week.
And now that you don't have to?
What do you want me to say? Auntie's dead, life goes on.
So you'll just keep living, is that it?
Yes.
Keep writing your little book reviews in the paper, right?
that's
about those?
rude.
It's hardly a secret. A number of the staff have read them, yes.
I didn't think a West Village paper would interest anyone up here.
I have to be honest, Miss Blackwell. The staff read them because they were more interested in you.
That's weird, man. That's real weird.
Okay, I am this close to leaving. Why am I here?
Their intentions were purely benign, I assure you. It was your aunt they were primarily interested in. They wanted to know more about her family, and you proved to be, shall we say, less than eager to comply?
That's their problem.
Indeed. It was your choice to make. Your aunt was an interesting case, and now that she's gone, I was hoping you'd be more forthcoming with me. Just an informal chat. We can discuss her condition, and yours too, of course.
What do you mean, my condition? I don't know you, man.
You never could find out what was wrong with her, huh?
No, we didn't. But she still remains a fascinating case.
Fascinating. I don't understand.
Forgive me, I speak from a purely professional perspective. I didn't know your aunt personally.
Neither did I, but fascinating?
It might come as a surprise to you, but yes.
But she was practically catatonic. All she did was lie there for 20 years. She'd sometimes twitch or mumble something incoherent, but I wouldn't call that fascinating.
Well, as you know, she wasn't exactly catatonic. We kept her sedated.
Right, she had outbursts.
Yes, and we had to sedate her heavily to keep her calm, especially in preparation for your visits.
What are you trying to say?
Miss Blackwell, we are not a nursing home. We're not content to merely keep a patient comfortable. We are, after all, in the healing profession. We were trying to heal your aunt, and to do that, we had to speak to her.
Wait, you spoke to Auntie.
We tried to.
Did she answer back?
After a fashion, yes.
Yeah, especially coming back to this with more context, it's it's already pretty upsetting, but it's particularly galling to be like, hey, they just, sedated her whenever you came by so she wasn't herself, and then, experimented on her when you weren't there.
Wait, what do you mean by my condition?
Hereditary dementia is my specialty, Miss Blackwell. And in my opinion, there is significant cause for concern.
Sorry, did you say hereditary?
Yes, 2 generations. Your aunt and your grandmother before her.
My grandmother?
Yes, Patricia, I think her name was, right?
I never knew my grandmother. Auntie Lauren was it. There was nobody else. She couldn't exactly provide me with the family history.
Oh, I see. I had no idea.
Well, maybe you should have. Did anyone else come in to visit her besides me?
No, you are correct. I should have read the family history more carefully. I do apologize. I just assumed. Well, never mind. It doesn't change the fact that you should be concerned as well.
Go on.
Patricia Blackwell suffered her mental collapse at the age of 55. Lauren Blackwell underwent hers at the age of 40.
What are you saying? That the same thing is going to happen to me?
No, I'm saying that there is significant cause for concern.
If Auntie spoke, why wasn't I told?
Miss Blackwell, do you remember what brought your aunt here in the first place? Her screaming, her hitting herself?
I was only 5 years old at the time, but I kind of remember.
In order to prevent her from doing harm to herself or to others, we were forced to sedate her. When we limited her medication, she simply reverted to her former state. Her natural state, I'm sorry to add.
What did Auntie say?
Nothing that made any sense. But one thing was clear. She was in great pain.
Pain? What kind of pain?
It's difficult to say, but it was immense.
How immense?
When we reduced her medication, the transformation was dramatic. Her eyes flew open, she thrashed, her screams. Well, we had to gag her eventually.
My God.
I know.
Did she still feel it when she was sedated?
We don't know. There's no way of knowing.
25 years.
I know.
Poor Auntie.
It's particularly weird to come back to this as well with the context we have now from all the other games, but particularly Epiphany. Understanding now that Rosa did then go through the exact same thing, but that it was not, well, clearly it was not dementia. It was more that she was basically being tortured from the inside by possession, by forgetting the villain's name now, but that I don't know, fighting, it was the fighting for control over all that time. I guess we'll continue to analyze that as we learn more, but it makes this feel less good. It feels more contrived now with more information, in a sense, because in the context of this game, and really the next 2 games as well, at least the next game, most of our interpretation is that she was more just driven mad by having to deal with the ghosts, the lost souls of all the people around her. And in the context of our limited understanding there, that kind of can make some sense, that if you're bound to a ghost and then you are also constantly confronted by ghosts, that would wear on anyone after a while, eventually degrading your mental state, as we see even it happens for Rosa as she goes through the next couple of games. Perhaps and perhaps not enough to, give you some sort of mental break, but lacking the full expository reasoning given at the end of Epiphany, I think it's better that way.
So, I had a grandmother.
Apparently so.
How do you know about her?
It was in your aunt's case history when she was brought to us. Patricia Blackwell's symptoms were the same, word for word. Patricia's case was severe, and she was young, but it was chalked up to being an ordinary case of dementia.
Until it struck her daughter.
Until 20 years later, when it struck her daughter, yes.
It seems impossible.
Perhaps it's genetic, but we've detected no abnormality.
Hold on. Does that math work? If she got it when she was 55, 20 years later, her daughter is 40? 75 to 40? Okay. So, yeah, she would have been 35 when she had her. That's within normal parameters. Just a long time. But I mean, that would have also meant that she was, 15? No, 20 when she saw her own mother be taken away, and presumably then when she would have had Joey transferred to her. I'm trying to remember how many references we actually have to the grandmother. Is that the character in those like 2 interludes in Epiphany? I don't even remember if that character had a name. She's there very briefly, but I believe that's her. Maybe? Anyway.
So what should I do?
Right now, nothing. This type of thing is unprecedented. There is no procedure to go through, no medication I can give you. I just want you to be aware is all. And come talk to me if, there's any concern.
You couldn't find any other link between the 2 cases?
None, aside from the family connection. And a name.
A name? What name?
The documentation we had on your grandmother is minimal, but there was one interesting item noted. During her more lucid moments, she uttered the name Joey. Your aunt, too, would cry out that name on occasion.
Joey?
Yes.
Who's Joey?
We've been wondering the same thing for 25 years.
Yeah, lacking the context that we will have in the future, that feels more like, somebody who was maybe in their real life who was a bad person, who they both knew. But obviously we'll learn more later.
Is there anything else you need to tell me before I go?
Your aunt had some personal effects in storage. As the next of kin, you're the beneficiary. It's just a folder, some documents and so on. It's being sent to your address via messenger.
Oh, well, thanks for that.
It's no problem at all. Goodbye, Miss Blackwell. My schedule is fairly open now, so feel free to drop in anytime. I'm always happy to discuss my favorite patient.
Sure.
Favorite patient's a lot spookier with the context we have from Epiphany. Yeah, I think it's just because it's doing the typical old school AGS thing where the panning is not smooth. Because I believe... Let me check one more time. I promise I won't do this too much. The panning is smooth at least in Epiphany, and I believe it is in the other games as well. Yeah, it's much smoother. In this game, it's quite jerky, which again I think is normal for older versions of the engine, but feels jarring coming back to it. All right, let's real quick see if this guy has anything else we can get out of him.
Thanks.
Or not.
Looks like an internal phone. For paging doctors or patients, I guess.
Why is it in the lobby then?
I don't have anyone to call.
Oh.
Looks like a fuse box. Judging by the flickering lights, it must be broken.
Wait, is this not even a thing? I don't know if this is a thing later in the game.
I don't think think I need any of these keys.
But you said there's a fuse key.
Some small keys. One of them is labeled FB. I assume that means fuse box.
I guess it'll come into play later. Okay. Let's go back to the park. Presumably we'll have more luck now. Or not. Well, maybe we need to go home then. Get the package of information that was sent to us via messenger. I don't know how we're going to get that when we can't get into the building, but anyway, I think we'll check in on that next time.